Welcome to Thursday's update call. This is a special call we're going to be doing tonight because it's not just an update call on the historic occasion that is January 5th, which really marks a brand new day in our company, a new era in our company, a new era in your business, new possibilities for your business, unlike anything that's really existed in the world before. But we're also going to do a special training tonight. We're going to take everybody into Powur 2.0 and how you can succeed and what to do next. As of 60 minutes ago, we have pushed absolutely everything live. Every single video is changed. I just feel like just cheering right now, like, woohoo! It has been insane to manage and iterate and get every one of the assets of our business to the place that they're at today. But as of 60 minutes ago, everything is live. If you have not seen the new Powur 2.0 Disrupt and Decentralized film, you've got to go check out the new film. It's game-changing, and you are probably going to recognize a cast of characters, which really, to me, is just so hallmark of this next era of our business. It's the voices of power. It's a whole new cast of characters. It's everybody delivering our message and our story and our impact and what we're doing that's never been done before from their authentic voice. I'm just so jazzed and excited to get that story out to every single person on the planet, basically. So if you haven't seen the new Disrupt and Decentralized film, go check it out now. If you have not seen the new Power Revolution film, which is all about solar, okay, we've now got a brand new media piece describing the value of our platform and of zero down solar, I think in the most crisp, clear, and tangible way that we've ever described it. So as if we needed, more, yes, there are now additional tools where if you're talking to any homeowner, just have them watch that video, and somebody would have to be literally crazy, literally insane to not say, yes, I absolutely want to do a zero-down consultation with you after they watch that video. So go check out those two new pieces. We just released them. They're hot off the presses, and man, oh man, should you be sharing and sharing and sharing over the next 72 hours. In addition to that, we've redone all of the emails, all of the transactional emails. We've redone the entire certification thanks to Vanessa, who spearheaded so much of that, and Jim. The new Power Playbook is completely done, and we'll be taking you as well through the new 24-hour launch training tonight so that all of our ongoing trainings and everything moving forward are all done. The new Power Revenue Plan is live, so we can share the revenue plan, the video with everybody. And one of the last things on my to-do list is to record a 20-minute overview of our revenue plan so everyone will be able to see and share how you make money, how the revenue is paid, fully explained, and that will be live tomorrow. In addition, we pushed 19 new provider partnerships live this afternoon. 19 providers, ladies and gentlemen. Up until this date, we've had one, Solar City. And in a single afternoon, we just launched with 19, spanning 23 states across the country. 23 states across the country, baby. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, do you know what that means? Do you, I know you get it, but really, just take it in for a minute where we're going next. Because we can literally add providers to our platform right now as easy as someone signs up to Facebook. In fact, Bobby and I were on the phones, and we enrolled another one this afternoon. So we'll have a new provider seemingly launching in upstate New York, servicing Syracuse and Buffalo and everywhere else where we weren't before with our brand new economic model, probably by the end of next week. We had a new one that we closed this morning, launching in all of southern Florida, covering Miami and everywhere else. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the first internationally scalable solar energy model that I've ever heard of. And I'm pretty sure that we would have heard of another company by this point in time. If there was one that existed, we would have heard of it. We would have heard of it. There isn't. We are the first platform that has created a model like ours to be internationally scalable, where we can add solar providers and expand our coverage territory, provide a superior financing, value, and services to our homeowner customers out of any other platform that exists in the world of solar energy today. We are truly the first distributed solar energy services platform that's ready to scale across the planet. And now begins the amazing work of all of us getting out there and seizing this moment and taking advantage of what we have in our hands and putting our people that we know in our lives, in our communities, our friends, our family, homeowners across the country and soon to be the world, in front of the best providers offering the best value and the best service, all handled seamlessly through the Powur platform. So if you log in right now, you can enter in zip codes and you'll see that all of the previous coverage territory with Solar City is replaced, and we've actually expanded and added additional territory that we didn't even have access to before with Solar City. And as you'll see tonight, the process is the exact same. We essentially submit our customers. We can now choose and select which providers we want to submit them to. And once we've done that, we live transfer our customer directly into that provider's dedicated number, and we will interact with one of their amazing employees and team members to help get that appointment scheduled for our customer, and on and upward it goes, and we've begun the process of initiating that person to go solar. Obviously there's phenomenal new bonuses. There's so many new things that have been introduced. So I just literally feel like a kid in a candy store, and I feel like without further ado, I want to turn it over to Jim to really start to take us tangibly into where we go next, and physically, what do we do? But before I do that, I will say this. For the next 72 hours, I think that this is all about getting in front of every homeowner that we've ever spoken to and reapproaching them with the script that just went out in everybody's email and saying, hey, it's been a while since we talked about solar. I know it wasn't the right fit for you with Solar City. We've since made massive enhancements to our program. We're now partnered with multiple different providers offering even better value and more financing options and even more cost savings. And this is definitely the time at the new year to take a second look at solar and see if we can save you even more money. So what do you say? Can I get you a consultation? That's the play over the next 72 hours. We need to go back to every homeowner we've ever talked to, and there's 13,000 of them just as of today, not to mention more being submitted all the time, but there's over 13,000 as of today to go have that conversation with, and there is so much money on the table. I can't wait to see who's going to be the first one to hit the Players Club bonus, and we're going to send you a $2,000 check. Who's the first one to start cashing appointment bonuses all over the darn country and ringing that register as we pioneer this brand new model. And as we're doing that, I'm going to tell you guys, this is the time to be balls to the wall. It's the time to spend energy and time on your Powur business. As you're going out there and talking to every homeowner that you've ever met and reintroducing them to what we do, this is the time to get our new video in front of every single person you know. Because if you don't, someone else will. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a press-worthy story. We are about to go do some major PR blitzes and focus on getting picked up by Fast Company and Forbes and Wall Street Business Journal and all of these publications out there who are going to want to know who's the new kid on the block that has built the first Uber platform for solar energy. And this is a story that's going to be heard far and wide, and you want to refer those people to the platform first. You want to make absolute sure that you got there first. You showed them the video, and they're in your grid. So you can earn a passive income indefinitely as we shift the world to sustainable energy, transfer billions of dollars to the new breed of energy entrepreneurs, and we accelerate the adoption of solar worldwide by acquiring millions of customers across this platform and through our breakthrough model. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the time to have fun, have the time of your life, and build a business that we've been waiting for and you know has been possible for you. Maybe, since you were a kid, you've dreamed of this moment and it's arrived. So without further ado, Mr. Bunch, I know you've got a lot to say. I love you guys. I love this team. My hat is off to every single member of this team: Andrea, Jim, Bobby, Vanessa, Rick, Paul, Beth, oh my God, Akira, Forrest, David and his whole team, and just so many others that have been working around the clock to make this moment happen, and it's here, so it's time to shine. Mr. Bunch, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Jonathan, and thanks everyone for tuning in tonight. I think you can hear the excitement and probably a little tone of sleep deprivation in all of us tonight. So we're excited, we're pumped up, and I want to take you through a really shortened version of the 24-hour launch training. Now, for those of you who've been partners or advisors with us for a while, a lot of this is going to look familiar. For those of you who are brand new, we've had a lot of new advisors come on board just recently. This will be your first time. Usually, this is done in a live, interactive Zoom platform. So you would be on video, we'd be on video, and we'd be taking you through this process. But tonight, we're going to do it in this webinar platform. So I'm going to move through it quickly, but I want you to get familiar with this and know that we have another live interactive Zoom coming up Saturday, and who knows, we might even do a couple extra ones. So I wanted to give you a first glance at how this process is going to go. Now, right now, Vanessa is going to put a couple of links in here for each of you to download the Power Playbook. But normally, every one of you knows you can log in at powur.com to your back office and click on the Power Library. So over on the left-hand side, you'll see, the little 3 lines. You click on those, you look for Power Library, and you download the Power Playbook. The Power Playbook has been completely redone. Some of it will look familiar, but all the language, our revenue plan, everything has changed. So you want to download that. And again, Vanessa, if you can put that link in there for people to have the playbook now so they can actually print it and go through this new version, that would be awesome. The next piece that you're going to want to have is your Power 24-hour launch map. Now, this used to be called the pregame training. This is what everyone will get introduced to, hopefully within their first 24 to 48 hours. This is going to be run by our Game Changer executive advisor team, just like you. They're Power advisors, and they're out there teaching and training you how to be successful and create a truly life-changing income. So this is the shortened version of the playbook, but this is the core of what we're going to go through tonight. You've got to become familiar with this process. And here's one of the first things you'll notice in the new playbook training is that right at the top it says 5 appointments equals $200. So an appointment is really simple. It's when you have submitted your homeowner's information into the Power platform, then you have done a live transfer, right? So a live transfer is basically a 3-way call with the solar provider and your homeowner on the call. They're going to validate the information that you submitted in the platform, and then they're going to set an appointment with your homeowner. That appointment will be done with your solar provider's energy advisor or expert. They'll either come out to the property or they will do it over the phone. That's the beauty of this. A homeowner can actually get a proposal to see how much money they can save either on the phone or in person. You do 5 of those. You connect your homeowner with 5 appointments. They sit down, they review the proposal to see how much money they can save, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 over the life of their solar for 0 out of pocket. And guess what? You're going to make a $200 appointment bonus, and you're going to unlock continuing appointment bonuses from there on out. So we can talk about the numbers later. You guys all see the revenue plan. That's not the purpose to go through now, but I wanted to introduce you to this first 24-hour launch map. The second piece here is your first 3 installations. You're going to get a $2,000 bonus. Now think about that. And I'm going to walk you through in just a moment how to start making your list. And I'm going to teach you real briefly this concept we have called network science, which will show you how to start with 10 people that can turn into 100, that can turn into 1,000, that can turn into 10,000 people. Now, do you think over the next month or two, you could introduce, say, 5 to 10 to 20 homeowners to get an appointment to get zero down solar, and then 1 or 2 or 3 of those end up turning into an installation? Absolutely. It happens every day, right? So when you get those 3 installs, you're going to get a $2,000 bonus in addition to the installation revenues that come on the kilowatt size of those panels. That's pretty cool. Again, we're not going to go in too much into the revenue plan, but I want you to understand how simple this conversation is. It's appointments lead to installations. That is the core, number 1, of what we do. The next piece you'll see here is creating your income and impact story. Whether you're here because you want to create a life-changing income, or whether you're here because you want to be passionate and proud of what we're doing to create a huge impact on the planet and in your lives, either one of them works for us. But there's some example stories here. And here's what's cool about this. Every one of you is going to have a story with Powur. When you pair up with a game-changing technology like this, with a game-changing mission, it's inevitable that you're going to have a story to tell. And we want you to have this story be about how you advanced in Powur. So inside of your playbook, you will see this path to becoming an executive. This is what we used to call a game changer, and now we're calling it executive. Step 1, really simple. Go to Certified Powur Advisor, okay? Certified Powur Advisor means you've submitted your 5 appointments in 60 days and earned your $200 bonus. In addition to that, we have an online certification course that is going to teach you the vision and mission of our company. It's going to teach you about solar. It's going to talk to you about our new solar providers. It's going to talk to you about the revenue plan, and it's going to talk to you about compliance. These are all things that are mandatory for you to become a certified Powur advisor, and there's a short, easy little quiz with each of those sections that I just mentioned. Once you do that, you can tell the world, I'm now a certified Powur advisor, and that's an awesome achievement, okay? So you're not only making money, you're educating yourself, you're learning, and you're making a difference. Goal number 2 is to become a senior Powur advisor. All right. What happens at each of these stages is you start to unlock more types of revenue. Okay. You're now starting to build a team, which is really cool. So that happens when you have 10 personal appointments, and then in your grid, which means that you've invited somebody else to become a Powur advisor. You've started to build a team, and they've started to invite homeowners to have appointments. When you've done 10 personal and your grid's done 25 appointments, you unlock the senior Powur advisor. So you're not only making money off your efforts, you're now making money off the efforts of other people. You are being paid to panel the planet and invite homeowners to get a zero down proposal. It's fantastic. All right, I've already mentioned the Powur Players Club bonus. When you have 3 referrals that turn into installs personally, that's a $2,000 bonus, okay? And guess what? You're going to double your commissions on every install from the 4th beyond. That's powerful, powerful money. So for those of you who've been around a while, you know that that is a big, big increase in the amount of income that you can earn. Step number 3 is to become a national Powur advisor, and you start to qualify for $125 advisor bonuses, grid advisor bonuses, right? You now unlock 3 generations of grid revenue, and you do that by having 15 personal appointments and 75 grid appointments in your team. All right, so you're just basically doing the same thing over and over again. You're inviting people to the solar conversation, and you're inviting people into the Powur advisor conversation. All right, so pretty straightforward. Step number 4, go executive. Qualify for a $300 grid advisor bonus, and to do this, goal number 4 has 2 personal installs. So you've helped 2 homeowners switch from dirty fossil fuels to clean energy. You've made a difference, and you're making an impact and income. There's the sleep deprivation right there. All right, and you go from 75 grid appointments in your team to 250 grid appointments. One key, no more than 50% from one line. All right, so now you're learning to become a coach, you're learning to become a leader, you're learning to really develop people, and you're getting closer and closer to the Tesla reward. Once you have 200 installs monthly with no more than half of it from one team, you're earning a Tesla. So how awesome is that? You can be proud to put that Powur logo on your Tesla and drive around with clean energy. I know my wife and I love being on an electric car. It's absolutely a blast, and I think you will be too. It's pretty awesome. Okay, so here's the Powur process. It's super simple. 3 steps. Number 1, you're going to connect. You're going to connect with homeowners in just a moment. We're going to do a 3-minute challenge to help you start to build your list of people to connect with. All right, so we're going to work with your top 20 closest people and then everyone else. All right, so that's step number 1. We're going to connect with people. That's what we do. We don't pitch, we don't sell, we don't try to manipulate. We simply connect with people at a mental level, emotional level, spiritual level, financial level, however you want to do it. Step number 2, we're going to share. We're going to share through in person or text or however you want. We're going to share with people. All right, so again, we're now going to share the concept of zero down solar. There's so many people who don't understand it. Our job is to educate them. So that's number 1. We're going to share with homeowners about zero down solar. Number 2, we share with potential advisors. That's it. Think how cool this is to have a conversation with somebody and say, hey, you've heard about Uber, right? Uber is basically a platform that connects somebody who has or wants a ride with somebody who has a ride. Heard about Airbnb, somebody who has a place to stay with somebody who wants a place to stay. What is Powur? Powur is simply connecting somebody who wants solar with somebody who provides solar. And guess what? You get to earn a life-changing income as a result. Imagine if you were paid for everybody that you ever introduced to Uber or Airbnb. How awesome would that be? That's what Powur is. We're that platform. That's a pretty compelling conversation. You can share with them the new videos Jonathan talked about. That will introduce them to how cool this is and the life-changing income. And boom, then you connect them with your sponsor, your coach, your mentor, and next thing you know, you're building a global power grid and team. All right? And step number 3 we've already talked about is become your certified Powur advisor. Get your 5 appointments done. Earn your bonuses. Start doing what you're going to teach other people do, and you are going to win. That's the simple reality. Okay, so I said that we were going to go ahead and dive in and do a little exercise here. Again, I'm doing kind of an abbreviated version here. But in your playbook, there is a new list of people. All right, you'll notice that we have a lot of the similar things of family and friends because, hey, who wouldn't want to make an impact and an income, right? So we've got family and friends, but we've added a new section here called home related. So if you think about it, just today we had somebody in our house here who was an electrician. He was changing out some of our light switches that didn't work and changing some bulbs and things like that, right? And teaching us about some of the electronics in our home. So here's a guy who's in homes every day. Week before, we had somebody here who was looking at the blinds in our master bedroom that need to be replaced, right? A blind salesperson. So you look at the home-related names in here. These are people who every day are talking to homeowners. If it's me, I'm going to start building my network of these kinds of people in addition to all of my friends and family. We've mentioned this before, but every single one of you has a network. You probably have 200 to 2,000 or 20,000 people that you know if you get your memory jogged. That's the purpose of this list. So even as you're doing it right now, I want you to start getting your memory jogged. And we're going to write them down on page 7 of your playbook, and this is where you build your Powur list. Now, I have printed off multiple pages of this. There's 25 on here, and you'll notice that it says their name and any notes, and then whether they're a homeowner or an advisor prospect. They could be both, by the way. What I do is I write down their name. I don't have to put their phone number in because that's in my cell phone or my database, but I put notes. Are they in a specific industry? Do they know somebody that I know? Like anything that's going to memory jog me about this person. And I print off multiple pages of this. Your goal in the next 24 hours is to add another 100 names using this memory jogger and the exercise I'm about to take you through. Add another 100 names to your list. All right, this is something we are always doing. We're always adding names of people. Somebody who lives in Alabama, somebody who lives in California, somebody who lives in Nevada, right? Or do it by the industry and niche. But this is one of the core behaviors of a master business builder in Powur. All right, so in just a moment, we're going to start a 3-minute challenge. I'm going to actually turn on the timer, and we're going to time for 3 minutes how many names you can add to your list as I go through the memory jogger. Okay, so you're going to write as many as you can, either on a blank piece of paper or if you've already printed your power list. We're going to do this as an exercise, and we're going to have 3 minutes to do this. Now, we're going to see how many you can do, and I just want you to type it into the chat so that we can see, what you can do. Can you do 10? Can you do 20? Can you print off 2 pages, do 50? Who knows? But this is a fun part, and you would be surprised at how fast 3 minutes goes and how many names you get. Okay, so in Power, we often say that the game is always on. So we're about ready to start our 3-minute challenge. I'll give you a 2-minute warning, a 1-minute warning, and then a stop. Okay, so if everybody's ready, we're going to dive into this. We're going to do 3 minutes to build your list right now, and then I'm going to teach you exactly how to connect with these people so you can start building your power business tonight. All right, so here we go on a countdown. Grab your pen, grab your paper of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. And I'm going to do the same thing with you. You have 3 minutes. So maybe the delirium is kicking in. All right, I'm going to just call off some different.
This is your time to shine, Vanessa. This is your Vanna White moment here.
All right, so here we go. We're going to talk. Write down the name of somebody who has maybe been in your home in the last year. Maybe pull up your text list and look at the last 5 people that you sent a text to. Write down the name of your brother, your sister, your mother-in-law. Write down the name of somebody who is an electrician. Write down the name of somebody who is in real estate. Write down the name of somebody who just sold a home or just bought a home. Write down the name of somebody who is a mortgage broker, or somebody that you know that knows a mortgage broker. Write down the name of somebody that you know is a hairdresser. Write down the name of somebody that you know is a homeowner. Think about it. Look around your neighborhood right now. Who did you visit over the holidays that maybe you didn't talk to about this, but you could send them our new videos? Write down the name of somebody that is entrepreneurial. Write down the name of somebody that is a friend of a friend that you haven't seen in a long time. Think about the last 5 people that posted something on Facebook. Write down their name. Right? I'll give you a moment just to process some of this. Write down as many as you can. By the way, don't edit anyone. Just write down their name, because I'm going to show you in a moment how network science works, and you're not actually necessarily looking just at them as being an advisor, but who they know. So don't edit or judge anybody. Who do you know that's a life coach? Who do you know that's a business coach? Who do you know that is a sports coach? They coach your kids' Little League. Think about the presidents and the school teachers of your children's school. Who do you know that has a kid in college? Who do you know that organizes the local events? Who do you know that's the Kool-Aid mom? All of these are people that we can connect with. All of these people we can build a network with. All right, so we've got 60 seconds left. Here we go. Who do you know that's a professor? Who do you know that's a teacher? Who do you know that's a motivational speaker? Keep writing, fast as you can. Who do you know that's involved in the Lions Club or the Rotary or a PTA member? Who do you know that's in the armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, Coast Guard, Lifeguard? Who do you know that's into sports, baseball, basketball, tennis, hockey, snowboarding, skiing, weight training? Who do you know that just wants to make a difference? Who do you know that's not passionate about what they're doing and would love to make a difference in the world and to be paid for it? Write them down, write them down, write them down. You got 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and time. All right, congratulations, everybody. That was 3 minutes. Do me a favor, just to make this a little interactive, go ahead and type into the chat how many names you wrote down, and I will give you about 10 seconds to write that down, and then I'm going to talk about what to do with these names, because you've started your list. And again, we have power advisors who've been in our business for 6 months or a year, and they've got 200, 300, 400, 500 people, because they constantly carry this list around with them and they add names to it constantly. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the list that you did here, the big Powur list. Maybe you've got 2 people, maybe you got 10, maybe you've got 50, however many you typed in there. And we're going to look at this next page of the launch map, which is called your Path to Certified Advisor. So what we want to do again is set 5 qualified appointments. That's it, 5 qualified appointments, and then set a goal. By when do you want to do this? Put the actual day and the month, right? So today's January 5th. Maybe you want to have this done in 5 days. You want to do 1 a day. Maybe you want to have it done in 10 days. Maybe you want to have it done in 20 days, whatever it is. Now you're going to take, and again, this launch map is something that you can download. You can also get it in the back office, so you can write it right on here and carry this around with you. Or if you didn't get this before the call, you can just write this down on a piece of paper. But you're going to, or circle from this page right here. Circle who would be your top 9 homeowners that you want to talk to first. All right? So you can write their name on here, or you can simply circle it on this page. These are the people that you want to connect with first. And we'll teach you what to say. But think about the people that you would like to connect with first. All right. Now, again, you're not necessarily just pitching them on solar. I'm going to show you why in just a moment. All right. So this is what we do here. We write down those 5 names. You can do it now or do it a little bit later. I'm going to go ahead and move a little bit faster here through this next piece. Now, there's a video that I taught a little while ago. It's about 20 minutes long. It talks about this concept called network science. The reason that we're having you build this list right here is every one of the people that you put on this list knows other people. You should never, ever run into something that we call list scarcity. So watch this video when you get a chance, about 20 minutes long. I'm going to give you the reduced version or the fast version of this really quick so you get the core concept, and you can expand your list of 5, 10, 20 people to 200, 1,000, 10,000 people, and I'm going to show you how right now. All right, and we'll post this. It's actually in our Powur Pioneers group. You can find that there too. All right, so here's the core concept. If you look in the middle is YOU, right? You just wrote down some names on a list. Some of those people are in what we call COI, or Center of Influence number 1. Center of Influence number 1 are people that you're closest to. For me, it's my wife, it's my mom, it's my business partners, Jonathan and Bobby and Vanessa. These are all people that are on my Center of Influence number 1. They're my best friends, my family, my colleagues. They're the people that would take my call because we love each other. We've been in a great relationship forever, right? That's Center of Influence number 1. All right, Center of Influence number 2 is their Center of Influence number 1. Right? So my wife has people that she's grown up with, like her friend Lisa and David. She's known them for 20, 30, 40 years. Okay? They're not my Center of Influence number 1. They've gotten closer to me, but they're really her core Center of Influence. Okay? And her relatives and things like that that I've become close to, but they're her Center of Influence number 1. They're my Center of Influence number 2. So everybody on your COI number 1 has their own COI 1. That makes them your number 2, and then number 3, and so on. If you wrote down 10 people that are on your COI number 1, I bet you those 10 people know at least another 10 people. That means there's 100 people on your Center of Influence number 2, there's 1,000 people on your Center of Influence number 3, and there's 10,000 people in Center of Influence number 4. Here's the key. We don't sell or pitch anybody, but most of your business, according to network science, is actually going to come from Centers of Influence 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Think about it. Who invited you into Powur? Was it your family and friends? In some case it was. But for most people, it was somebody that they knew that knew somebody. And that's how this network will grow, because it's people who have common interests and aligned in values. All right? So the key is we're not judging anybody, but we are starting to look a little deeper. The thing that stops most people from building a successful business and a global network, no matter what you're in, whether you're building a nonprofit, whether you're building a business like Powur, whether you're building any kind of business, is called list scarcity. The number 1 things that stops them is they feel like they don't have enough people to talk to. But if you do this network science exercise properly and you build your list as a habit every day, you can go from being a 100,000-aire to a millionaire to a billionaire, because every single one of you has access to more and more people than you give yourself credit for. So that's number 1. The idea of network science and building a list is to remove list scarcity because you think you don't have enough numbers. The next reason that people get into scarcity when starting a business, all right, and again, I'm showing you here, COI Influence number 1 has 10 people. See the 10 little circles? You add those 10 people, have 10 people, that's 100 people to talk to. Then there's 1,000 people, then there's 10,000 people to talk to. So there's no reason for anyone to be in list scarcity if you simply get in the habit of connecting with people. And I'm going to show you what to do with those people. The second reason that people get into list scarcity is they try to pitch their 10 people that they just wrote on their center of influence number one, and they're really taking from their network instead of adding value. If you're taking from somebody, they're going to shut you down. They're not going to introduce you to their centers of influence and so on and so on. And that's the mistake that most people do. My core question that I ask people is, hey, what can I help with? How can I add value? Just today, I had a world-renowned author call me because he was looking for a referral to in vitro, right? And he happened to remember that I knew somebody who was in that space. So he calls me because he knows that I'm always adding value to people. And of course, what did he ask me? Hey, what can I help you with? And I said, well, watch this new video that we just did for Powur. We shifted our business model. Just give me feedback. All right, that's it. He goes, yeah, absolutely. Send it over. Okay, so then he calls me and says, hey, by the way, I'd like to get solar on my home. Can we connect something in the next week or two? That's because somebody called me. I added value, vice versa. If you focus every day on adding value to your network, you will move into what's called list abundance. This is how we're going to help every single one of you create more value. Instead of being in scarcity, you move to list abundance, and you do that by identifying the needs and wants and desires of everybody on your list. Now, some of them may want to be partnered up with us. Some of them may not. But you can still connect them with another resource or something else, and I'll show you the types of resources right now. Always be adding value to your network. That's the key. That's how you create wealth. That's how you create abundance. People who are always taking, people who are always pitching are going to stay in scarcity. They're going to lose. People who are always adding value are always going to have the doors open, and people are going to want to help. They're going to want to reciprocate. So here's the ways. Number one, you can encourage and inspire people. Sometimes people call me just because they want to connect. They want to be encouraged. They want to be inspired. Always be a positive source. Don't gossip. Don't be mean. Don't be negative. Always be positive, encouraging, inspiring. Number two, you can educate them. You can educate them about power. You can educate them about solar. You can educate them about the cool new technology. You can also educate them about things outside of this. You know, our team is very well read. We're constantly reading new articles and blog posts. And guess what? You educating people about things that make their life better makes you a valuable resource in their network. Number three, you can share resources and contacts. I do this constantly with my people. I have become known in my network, as do most people who are successful, as somebody who has access to contacts. Think about that. If you call me and I know a really good dentist or doctor or lawyer or capital advisor or whatever, I'm now of value to you. You need to become a master list builder. You need to become a master networker, and you need to find the best of the best. By the way, this is called crowdsourcing, and this is exactly how our solar providers are coming on board, and this is how you are coming on board with Powur, and we're building the world's most powerful network because we are adding value to our resources. And then the final way is you can invite them to something, all right? This is really important. This is not a pitch. This is simply an invitation. I'm okay if somebody's not interested in the video right now, but I want them to see it. I'm okay if somebody doesn't need a business right now, but I want them to be aware of it. I'm okay if they don't want solar today, but I want them to be educated. I'm constantly inviting people to something that's going to raise their awareness and improve their life. And what this does is this invokes the law of reciprocity. It's that simple. When you add value to people's lives, they want to reciprocate. And by the way, it's not always going to come from them. The universe works in amazing ways. When Jonathan and I went out to raise capital for this company, we did exactly what we're teaching you here. This is how we raised $3 million to fund this tech platform. We made a list, and we went out and talked to everybody we knew and said, who do you know that would be interested in this? The majority of the people that we first introduced to the investment opportunity of Powur, they did not invest, but they introduced us to people that did, and those people connected us with more people. And guess what? Those people became our investors. We're telling you to do exactly what we did to put this company on the map and to give you a global opportunity in the palm of your hand. So again, I've given you a shortened version of this. You can go back and watch a little bit more detailed. But the key to network science is A, always build your list, and B, always add value. The universe will reciprocate every single time. All right, so take a little, how was that? Was that good? Couldn't tell if that was applause or somebody fell down back there. All right, so here's, now that you've got your list, there's really only 2 skills to master. All right, and I know I'm giving you a lot of information, but you will have this mastered within a matter of days or weeks. I promise you, and your team is here to support you. There are 2 new scripts, okay? Now, the only purpose of having a script is to give you the guidelines of what to say. Your goal is to master these scripts to the point where you don't sound like you're reading a script. The 2 scripts are, number 1, how do you talk to somebody about solar? And number 2, how do you talk to them about becoming a power advisor? That's real simple. So I'm going to read this for you. This is in your playbook, and this is also in your launch map, which is just this 2-page document that I've been showing you here, okay? So what I encourage people to do is to handwrite these scripts on a 3x5 postcard. On one side, put your solar customer script. On the other side, put the power advisor script. And here's the deal. Your subconscious mind has to see and hear something for an average of 69 days for it to become a subconscious habit. So what if you were to put this on a 3x5 card, write the solar one on one side, the power one on the other side, and read it out loud 10 times a day for the next 7 days. That's 70 practices, 70 rehearsals. I promise you, by the time you got to that 70th one, this would be a natural conversation. And you'd be so excited. It would be in your DNA. It'd be in your subconscious mind, and it would be a normal part of your conversation. If I were to tell you that in the next 7 days, if you said this 10 times a day out loud, as it's written, that you could be on the pathway to creating a good 6-figure income or 7-figure income or more, would you do it? I think your conscious mind says yes. We want to help you develop that habit to become extremely wealthy and to make a major impact. All right, imagine you and your team doing this every day. So here's the script. I'll read it for you once, and I'm going to go through this again rather fast. For a solar company, it's really simple. So, hey, Michelle, it's great to connect with you. How was your holiday? Oh, it was awesome. Great. Hey, got a question for you. If I could show you a way to save $25,000 or more on your energy goals over the life of a solar system, and it didn't cost you a single dollar up front, would you be interested? Well, yeah, of course I would. Great. You know, I recently started my power business, and we've partnered with the premier solar company in San Diego called Baker Solar. Guess what? They've helped over 2,000 customers go solar here in San Diego, and they're helping them save $25,000 or more over the life of their system. Now, here's the kicker. None of these people spent $1 out of pocket. On top of that, they're taking advantage of tax incentives and rebates that are going to get cash back. I'm curious, are you open to a free consultation to see if that works for your home? If yes, great, that's awesome. Let's get started. It's that simple. Now, obviously, I'm reading it like a script because I want you to hear what it sounds like as a script, but you can have this as a natural conversation every day. When they say yes, or if they say no, that's fine. We're not pressuring, no big deal. Hey, do you know anybody who might be interested in learning more about solar? That's simple. If they say yes, fantastic. Let me grab your address right now. And over on the right, you'll see where it says solar customers. I'm simply going to live transfer or 3-way you right now into Baker. So what would you do? And I'll show you this in a minute. You simply input that data into the back office of Power. That would then show you the 800 number for the solar provider. You have your homeowner on the line. You connect with the solar provider. They confirm the information. They set the appointment. And guess what? You are on your way to helping somebody go solar. So there's the solar conversation. It's really simple. The next piece is your power advisor conversation. Same thing. And most of you have already been introduced to this because somebody invited you here. But it's real simple. Hey, Michelle, can I share something with you for 60 seconds? I just launched my power business, and I'm so excited about it because we're doing something that is truly disruptive. We're disrupting and decentralizing the energy industry for the first time. Now, you're on my list because it's one of the top 10 people I love to work with because I respect your honesty and your amazing work ethic, and I know you're passionate about the environment. So do you have 2 minutes or 10 minutes to watch our Disrupt and Decentralized film and just give me your feedback? I'm curious what you think. That simple. If they watch that film, they're going to get in the heart and soul of what we're up to. It's that simple. Now, once they've watched that film, I want to connect them. You'll see over to the right, part B, I want to connect them, or three-way live transfer, with my team leader, my mentor, somebody who is going to have authority and credibility, and is somebody who is going to be able to explain any questions that they have about how simple and powerful this business is. So my friends, that's how easy this is. When you master those two skills, guess what? You're going to win. It's that simple. All right. So I'm going to fast forward. The next piece was just some notes, but I think just because of time, I'm going to move rather quickly here. But this is really what we call the discovery phase. This is how you ask some questions that get people interested in this. All right. I've already shared with you the solar script. All of this is in your playbook, the 5 steps of presenting the irresistible offer, which is, hey, zero down solar, or hey, watch this video. I'm sorry, this is for the solar mastery. You present the offer, saving money, $25,000 or more, right? You gather the electric bill. You set the date and time by doing that live transfer. You submit the customer information, and then you do that live transfer. That's the process. That's your responsibility. It's super simple. The solar provider is going to do the qualification. The solar provider is going to do the appointment and set and do the proposal. The solar provider is going to do the contract, do the permits, do the installation, and the solar provider is going to update the system so that you can see every step of the way and how you're getting paid. All of this is in our new playbook called in the Solar Appointment Setting Mastery. So you can read this. It's step by step. It's super simple. I recommend you do it a couple of times. To submit the solar lead, it's really easy. You log into Powur, you select Solar Grid where the little number 4 is, and then here's how easy it is. You put in their zip code. Once you put in their zip code, it'll verify that they're in that area. If it's not in an active area, we'll actually get notified. We'll keep it on file, and when that becomes active, we will notify you. So that's step 1. Step 2, you're simply going to be able to see all the new providers that are in the platform. And you'll notice that you'll start to see some data. That data is going to look like what areas they cover. It's going to look like any notes we have on them. And eventually you'll be able to see their conversions and their installations and other data that will help you. Okay, so pretty simple. Step number 3, you will simply choose which of the providers you want to get a proposal from. Now, again, we would like you to start with 1, and then maybe up to 2. That's all our platform will allow you right now, because we do not want to get in some kind of price war. It's bad for the solar provider, it's bad for us, and we want to make sure that we're helping everybody get great information. You'll also, again, see what stage it's in. Okay? All right, so you put the information in, you submit the prospect, you then do the live transfer. The phone number of the solar provider you chose will pop up. You have the quick little introduction. Hi, this is Jim with Powur, and I've got my friend Michelle on the line. We use this phone number. You give them the phone number and the contact email. You're just validating the information that was put in with the solar provider so they can verify this. And you tell them, I'm going to stay on the line while the 2 of you set up your consultation time, and then I'll drop off. So literally in 2 to 3 minutes, you live transfer in your customer to the solar provider. That's your primary responsibility. All right? Then the system will track your progress, and you are on your way to success. Okay? As I mentioned, there's 2 times you get paid. You get paid at appointment, and you get paid at installation, and the platform tracks every single thing, not only for your efforts, but the platform tracks everything that's happening with your team. So that's the amazing piece of this, is as you build a global partnership, your people are getting paid, you're getting paid, and your people are getting paid around the world. So in closing here on my part, I'm going to wrap this up here. There's some new language you're getting familiar with. Number 1, we are a technology company who has created a platform. And by the way, we got a little background noise from our team here. So we are a tech company who has created a platform that facilitates the crowdsourcing of homeowners and solar providers. That's it. We're connecting these 2. All right? So we're a tech company, we're a platform, and what we do is we crowdsource. All right? You've already seen the script for introducing people to the platform. It's super simple. Put in your name of your leader. Now you add the 9 business prospects. So from that list that you created of homeowners and advisors that you want to talk to, the next piece is launch your business. The 2 things we do, solar prospects, and we connect with potential Powur advisors to build your team. That's it, my friends. This is the business. I know that there's a lot of data in here. There's some important links here that you can get familiar with. The Powur 2.0 revenue share program. The Powur events are all listed here. Every day we're running trainings. Almost every day we're running trainings to keep you in the loop, to onboard your new Powur advisors, and to help you set your business up to win. Here's the link to the network science. We'll make all of these available later. And the new Solar 101 video is at handlingtheplanet.com. I believe that's correct. I haven't verified that. All right. You can always connect with us, support at powur.com. And we have our Powur Pioneers Facebook group to help you stay connected every day. So finally, in closing, the keys to success, just pique interest. Don't sell, right? That's not your job. Number 2, live transfer, solar leads and partners. That's what we do. Use the 3-way calls. Number 3, the Powur Opportunity Zoom meetings. I give you a quick rundown of it. Usually they're live and interactive. You can ask questions, you can interact, but your game changers, executive advisors can help you with this to launch your business. Every Monday we have opportunity calls. Every Thursday we have update calls. This is a special webinar. Saturday we have live opportunity webinars, and Sunday we have personal power, where I work with you on your mindset to become a successful entrepreneur. The key to this business is teaching and training. If you love to help develop people, if you love to educate them, if you love to inspire them, if you love to help them have a pathway to a greater life and a greater prosperity, my friends, you are in the right place. So I appreciate everybody hanging on. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn it over to our next warrior, Mr. Bobby Smith. Bobby is out there just absolutely crushing it. He's leading our field. He is onboarding our solar providers. He never sleeps, as it does anyone in this, and he's just an awesome person. Bobby, I want to turn it over to you and take it away.
Thanks, Jim. I want to take this home. Wow, it's great to have Jim Muntz, one of the top personal and business development trainers, as our president, so you can get information that many people just would never have access to. That is part of what we do here at Powur. That is part of the plan. Folks, I'll be brief. I'm a pretty old school guy. I just go to work, I roll up my sleeves, and I just try and outperform everyone else. I believe that leaders have to lead. You have to set an example for other people to follow, that you cannot ask anyone to do anything that you're not prepared to do yourself. Over this last week or so, in the Christmas holiday, some of you know I was pretty much sick as a dog, and I had a root canal to boot. Just not a pleasant combination. So I took that time to just get at it. And what I did over the last week and 10 days was submitted my first 2 live transfers, actually went out on one of the appointments. I've got 2 proposals in the hopper that, if you're in a tier 3 market, could mean $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 to you just on these few homes. So I know we've had other ones. Everybody from our team, Warren and Kimberly today in Virginia, started submitting in the first leads and getting out there. That's what we do. And as Jim was talking about, networking through other people, in the last 3 days, I put a guy in the business yesterday. He knew my wife from high school, connected on Facebook. I went on LinkedIn and got a little crazy. In the last 72 hours, I've put 2 of the best people that I've come across since we've been doing this in the business that I did not know 72 hours ago. And all I'm doing to do that is telling them that we are launching the Uber of solar. I didn't have the video ready, so I didn't send it. This week you have it. You're going to have the tools that you need to build your business. You're going to have the tool to send the overview of our platform to the people that you know to get them excited about the Uber model for solar. The world is excited. Folks, I posted one little message on LinkedIn, and it has, I believe right now, 4,000 views. Put in multiple people, got multiple providers, just because I refuse to lose. It's about taking a step forward. It's about staying in phase 1. It's about creating excitement out in the marketplace, because that's what we do. Because we only do 2 things. We've got the best story on the street. Solar has been waiting for this. The solar providers that I'm talking to every day are jacked out of their mind. The people that I'm talking to are excited. They don't need the details. They don't need to have all the numbers. They don't need to know how the back office works yet. That will come to fruition over the next 72 hours. What today and tomorrow and the next day and the day after that are about getting the message out in front of as many people as you can and beginning to live transfer as many people as you can. And not only the people that were in the Solar City list that didn't go solar, but the 2 Sits that I had were people who said no to Solar City. I went after them for a year when I told them the news story about the best local provider. They'd seen them on television. It resonated in their head. They kind of knew who they were, and they both took the sits. Exciting. So that's what we're going to do over the next 3, 4, 5 days. We're going to get used to the back office. We're going to start submitting all our old leads from Solar City. We're going to submit everybody that we didn't submit to Solar City with a new story. And we're going to go back to everyone who didn't get what we were doing before, and we're going to go after a whole new group of people and a whole new class of people and get them in front of this story, because that's what we do. As far as the solar providers, before I take this home, folks, I got to ask all of you, as our family, as our friends, as our colleagues, I cannot say this enough. Please, everyone, take this in. Our contract and our relationship with the solar providers states that we do one thing and one thing only, and that is we dial a number, identify ourselves as a Powur advisor, and do a live transfer. We are not permitted to call them and ask them if they do condominiums. We can't call them and ask them if they do ground mounts. We can't ask for someone specific. Our relationships will grow. You'll get to meet the providers. Some of our markets are already doing that. We're going to have relationships. I think we're going to have wine and cheese parties. We'll talk about that. But it is imperative for all of you to absorb that, to live by that rule, that we call our providers for one thing, the live transfer, nothing else. We had somebody with good intentions call a provider the other day and ask them about a question. We got a voice file, we got a picture, we got a screenshot, we got an email, and we got a question mark about why are your advisors calling us to ask us questions. That's our job at Powur. It's our job to give you the advice. It's your team's job to give you the advice. So again, this will grow, but I need all of you to just take that into your DNA, that we call our providers with one thing and one thing only, and that's live transfer. But here's what I want to get to. These providers, Jonathan was on a call with me today in South Florida. They were asking, can we do a party? Can we bring your partners in? Can we bring your advisors in? And maybe, just maybe, they want to turn their whole community, the people that they know, onto Powur. So now there's a platform for our advisors to drive our prospect into their company. So I got to ask you, folks, here's the challenge. Here's my challenge to you. My bags are packed. I'm ready to go. Jim's ready to go. I want to know which leaders in which cities are going to put people together in South Florida, in Tampa, in St. Pete, in Northern Florida, in Atlanta, in South Carolina, in North Carolina, in Baltimore, Washington, Virginia, Philadelphia, New Jersey, New York, on up the coast, into Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rochester, and Albany. These are our markets. And in New Mexico and in Utah and all through California and into Portland and Washington. How many of you are going to be able to gather troops? And as we start to finalize agreements, as I'm talking to Chicago and other markets throughout the United States that were never open to us before, the question is, who wants to own them? So again, this is not contact that's made with the solar provider. This is talking to Andy and Kim and Charles and Chuck and Anthony and all of our leaders out there and getting them, telling them, you want to stand up, put a couple people together, let us come to your city, let me come to your city. This is that moment in time. These events will start to be planned over the next couple of weeks. My vision is to have meetings at the local providers' headquarters, bring in our top partners, have a wine and cheese thing there or the next day, have a luncheon, have a meeting, and engage people in our conversation. Folks, it's as simple as this. You've been through a lot of information in the last couple of days. Don't worry about the platform. Everything will be unveiled to you. The hand will always play itself out. The videos are amazing. The training is amazing. Everything will be there. What I cannot convey to you enough in closing, because I'm doing it all day, every day, is just talking to people about the Uber of solar energy. It is that simple. I say to every single person, I don't have a crystal ball, but if we are right, holy cow, think about where we're at right now. Think about what we can do. Solve the greatest challenge in the solar industry and solve one of the greatest challenges facing mankind. No one in the world has ever done what we've done. No one in the world is doing what we're doing right today. No one can stop us what we're doing from today. The solar industry wants it. The local providers want this. The entrepreneurs out there want it. The solar people on the streets out there want this. We are paying more than any company in the world has ever paid and will ever pay to submit a lead to the best provider in your market, get the people you care about the most the best deal, and get the most income in your pocket and build a living, build a company. Just submit leads, just get proposals, just get installs, and make a living. Build a team, and you can change the course of your life. It's up to you. But it is go time. Stay focused on the two things we do. We tell the story and send our video. We spark interest, we send our video, we tell the story of the Uber of solar, and we submit live transfers through a phone number to our solar providers, and we will dust everything up over the course of the next 72 hours. We will tweak and fix and iterate, and by the end of next week, we will be great at what we do. And in 30 days, we'll be extraordinary. And in 90 days, we'll be freaking perfect. We will change the course of the solar and that industry forever. And remember, the bigger play behind that is renewable energy. They are lining up, folks. I sent Jim and Jonathan articles today. Solar-powered umbrellas that go towards the sun wherever it is and play music. Solar-powered cooking structures that sit outside and they turn to face the sun and grill for you outside from the power of the sun. And the air conditioners and the hot water heaters and the pool heaters. This is what the solar providers are talking to us in Florida and markets around the country is the water heater, the pool heater, all of these things. And they all need the same thing. Our platform, our education, our trust, and you, our passionate, environmentally conscious entrepreneurs. So let's get great at solar, plow the fields, and then we're going to come in there within renewable energy, and we're going to change the world. And we do it by two things: sharing your story of Uber of Solar and live transferring your customers. Get great at that, and you can be great at this. For Jonathan, for Vanessa, for Jim, for Andrew, for Beth, for everyone behind the scenes around the world, for our leaders, our up-and-coming leaders, and our newest partners who joined our advisors today. We appreciate you. We are ready to go to battle with you, and it is absolutely game on, and the game starts tonight. Don't worry about what we don't have. Focus on what we do have, because that's what leads you to greatness. Good night, and God bless. I'm going to sleep. Thank you, everybody.